welcome. You're watching the Social Network now. In just about 30 minutes from now, the IPL opening ceremony of IPL 6 will begin. And of course, as Shah Rukh Khan says, this is supposed to be the biggest, bestest performance ever. Will it be that, or what will this IPL be about? That's what we talk about on the Social Network today. Like it or lump it, the IPL is back. Now, remember, you can tweet us live during the show. Our Twitter handle is there on your screens at the moment at TSN on NDTV, and we will take your tweets live. Now, just to quickly introduce our guests on the show today, we've got with us Gaurav, board member of the Board Cricket Crazy Indians. A regular really on our show. Gaurav, we love talking to you about cricket.
I love talking to myself about cricket at times.
Okay, and also we've got with us Nishant, who's the editor of altcricket.com. He joins us from the Czech Republic. We'll also be joined by Anupam Mukherjee, who's the fake IPL player. He joins us also live on the show today. I just want to start with you, Nishant. You're sitting all the way in Czech Republic, and I know you've been tweeting since for the last 24 hours about anything and everything to do with cricket and IPL. What are you looking forward to in the IPL opening ceremony today?
Well, in the IPL opening ceremony, I believe that there's a gentleman called Pitbull who will be performing. I'm not sure if many of our Indian fans have heard of him, but apparently he was a last-minute replacement for Jennifer Lopez because her demands were too lavish. And now you're saying Jennifer Lopez, for example, a lady whose demands are too lavish for the IPL.
Nishant,
so I'm not sure what she must have demanded.
Are you kidding me? You're telling me you're going to prefer Pitbull over Katrina Kaif and Deepika Padukone? Gaurav, he's joking, right?
See, when it comes to the IPL opening ceremony, I don't care too much for it. But what you do have are candid moments when they go away from the stage and they get to the players, and you get someone like Dwayne Bravo who does a jig. You know, or you want to see Ravindra Jadeja doing a jig. Because what are you seeing with SRK, Katrina Kaif? It's pretty much another Filmfare Award show. It's very similar to what we've been used to, which is where...
But apparently Indians never get tired of the Filmfare Award.
No, I'm talking about me or a lot of people who are coming into work.
So you guys must really love cricket if even at the IPL opening ceremony you're looking forward to those candid moments. But before we slip into our debate and we talk about what's hot and what's not this IPL season, let's quickly listen into what you, the viewer, have sent us.
I'm a really big fan of IPL. It's not the first time that I'm going to watch the IPL matches, but then I think I've been addicted from the past 5 seasons and eagerly waiting for the 6th one to come. IPL is just not about cricket. I think it's much more about entertainment also. And I really believe that if it's done for a longer duration, it will promote sports worldwide.
As far as IPL is concerned, I believe apart from being a monstrous entertainer, it promotes plethora of new talent, and BCCI, even the legends, take note of it. If the concerned authorities have any problem about the money inflows or the tax or the tax evasions, it was recently in the news, then they must check it with the higher authorities instead of shutting it down completely, which seems absurd prima facie. It's a great entertainer and must go on.
All right, so Gaurav, well, you know, IPL 6, isn't it 6 too many times, or is there still something to get excited about?
You should count your blessings that it isn't 12, because at the rate they're going, they could actually eat into the calendar a lot more and you could have more IPLs. So that is for one. 6, it's still annual. I mean, the only grudge that I'd possibly have with the IPL is that the duration, it's way too long, you know. Yeah. It reminds me of this art director friend I used to have, and he used to eat every day for dinner keema kaleji. He'd go back in the evening to this dhaba called Janta and eat keema kaleji. Now, there is a certain sameness to the IPL, which isn't about once a year, but the fact that it goes on for, 300,000 days in a year, it just goes on and on. So after a while, you don't realize what you're watching. You know, it's a relentless assault on your senses. Now, I would watch a lot of IPL. Yeah. I would end up watching, a lot of people would, but at the end of it, you don't remember whether it was BD that lost to KKR, or it was KKR that
coming out of your ears.
It's
coming out of your ears. But I have to say that, obviously everybody is trying their best with every IPL season to try and bring in something new. For example, let's quickly take a look at this Twitter page, which Twitter is this time an official sponsor with the IPL. So the Twitter has actually put out a page, and these are some of the Twitter handles that you can actually follow for live tweets. Those are, of course, the IPL leadership. Those are the IPL team owners, Preeti Zinta, Siddharth Malia, looking there cute as a kid in his bow tie. IPL partners, and Twitter is obviously nicely placed over there. But of course, the ones that most people would be most looking forward to would be the individual players. Now, I don't know how many of them will actually be tweeting between the Yeah, okay, so of course you can go full on their tweet pages by just like sort of clicking on their pages, but there you go, there's a list of all the people who are on Twitter. I'm thinking between all the after parties and all the crazy matches and the crazy flights all across the country, I don't know how many of them will be that active, but there you have it if you want to talk to them. I just want to take this opportunity to also welcome Anupam Mukherjee, who's the fake IPL player who joins us also on the show today. Hi Anupam, thanks for joining us. We were just talking about whether 6 seasons of IPL is maybe one too many.
It's like, you know, the 6th drunken night in a row. It's going to be tough to get through this one. Because yes, it is 6, you know, one too many or maybe a few too many. Too many matches in 2, you know, short months. You know, 10 matches a week, poor quality cricket, a lot of noise. You know, the pre-match show promises to be as bizarre and outrageous and insanely unbearable as last time's. So almost everything about it seems like it's going to be higher decibel level, more and more unbearable. And Shah Rukh Khan has said that you know, this opening ceremony we're going to see something that we haven't seen before, never before seen. So well, I'm most curious to see what it is.
We'll
I have a few things on my mind, but I'm sure I hope.
We'll find that out in just a few minutes, Anupam. But Nishant, do you agree with Anupam? I mean, you know, he's saying that it's been one time too many, but social media has been buzzing with IPL days ahead of the opening ceremony.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the length, which we've alluded to so far, it's 76 matches that we've got in the next 54 days. So it is pretty much going to be an epic voyage. You are really going to have to strap in for this one and be prepared for it. I do completely agree with the analogies of several drunken nights in the row. I mean, just imagine if you have fast food for the next 54 days in a row, that's what it's going to be like. So yeah, personally, I'm looking very much forward to the IPL. Where else would you get to see someone like Sachin Tendulkar opening the batting with Ricky Ponting in the same team as Harbhajan Singh, coached by Anil Kumble, along with a young talent like Karen Pollard and Glenn Maxwell? I think it's going to be very entertaining, but it's going to be the sort of thing where you have to suspend your disbelief in it. You have to play along with it, understand that it is fantasy cricket to an extent, and it's not always going to suit the normal sensibilities of your average cricket fan.
Okay, but you know, as we showed you the Twitter page earlier, and of course, like I said, IPL is trying to bring in new stuff every single IPL. This time, they've got something on their page which allows you to feel what it's like to be an owner. 3 simple steps. It allows you to create your own team, earn points, and win prizes. Gaurav, do you know anything about this?
I did see the page before which you saw,
yeah,
which you showed on screen, and what I noticed was that Shuklaji was right on top. Yeah. So, you know, when they expect everyone to follow Shuklaji, you know, Lalit Modi, possibly yes, but yeah, here you've got him. So I'm just wondering whether, you know, Shuklaji will be tucked away somewhere here as well, because that is something that the IPL and the BCCI cannot get beyond at times, is
their own
stop thinking about themselves. So yeah, I just see Delhi Daredevils and KKR there. So for a change, it's good that they've got the teams right up, and maybe, you know, the president and the officers.
Of course, we would all want that. But Anupam, Nishant, Gaurav, I want to ask all 3 of you really quickly: what's the team that you're voting for this year? Nishant, we'll start with you.
I think that Mumbai have a particularly strong side. The only question is that they're opening with Tendulkar and Ponting, a 39 and 38-year-old. They will be the team to watch. I'm not sure about how well they will fare in this tournament, but they should go deep. Of course, your money has to always be with Chennai Super Kings, with Dhoni, and Kolkata Knight Riders, reigning champions, strengthened their side.
Too many options, Nishant. Too many options. Anupam, give us one. Who's your favorite team?
To be honest, I have no favorite team in the IPL, and there is no way that you can predict the winner of an IPL match based on any mathematical or cricketing logic. I think a lot of other factors come into play here. So, you know, it's anybody's guess. I would say it's Mumbai Indians' chance or turn to win this time. Okay. Everybody else has won it. Okay. And it's their turn to win it. So I think Mumbai Indians is going to win this time.
Got it?
I'd like to disagree with Anupam, because it really is CSK's turn to win, because they didn't win last time. So going by logic, mathematical, every damn conclusion that you come down to, it really is CSK's chance. But I've been thinking, and that was my hunch, and I'm not Quasimodo, but I would think that Mumbai Indians would win this. And primarily because Sachin Tendulkar might retire on a high after that. You know, that could be his last IPL game. He could get through, and everything that they've aligned, they've got Anil Kumble, who's doing something that he did with Bangalore.
Yeah.
He's doing it with them. They've got John Wright, who's also doing something. They've got so many people doing so many things that you've got Jonty Rhodes, who's still there. You've got a fielding, batting, bowling entourage that could actually take care of all the other IPL teams. So if anything, they could just overthink themselves, which is what they've been doing. But it really
Gaurav,
would be a team that is...
If I may interject, the Mumbai team's best fielder is their fielding coach, their best bowler is their bowling coach, and their best spin bowler is their spin bowling coach.
And I might add to that, their best industrialist is their owner.
Nishant, you know, Anupam just mentioned it's their turn to win. Is that how you see the IPL playing out, in a sense that, you know, it's this team this time, next time it's some other team? I mean, or is it just about the parties, and whichever team wins is just you know, it's just one of the fallouts of the IPL, in a sense?
Yeah, I think that whichever team wins at the end is kind of incidental. They did try and make the system fairer last year with the third place playoff. So I do think that it is kind of by the by who wins, just because of the lottery of the semi-final and final stage. But Mumbai, I think this could well be their year, with someone like Glenn Maxwell, who's come into the side for some added impetus, and Ricky Ponting as well. Only question is whether a 39-year-old and 38-year-old at the top of the order can actually win a T20 tournament.
So are you saying, Anupam, that there is no real competition in that sense, and this is all just one big sense of a party, and with a little bit of cricket thrown in the middle, or?
It's a soap opera. It's a soap opera, almost like a more real reality show. And you know, anybody who saw last IPL's playoff when Delhi dropped Sunny Gupta and picked up Morne Morkel, and no explanation has been given after that, there's no way that you can believe anything that happens in the IPL. So I view everything with a fistful of salt, and I look at it as a reality show which is just going to entertain you. It doesn't mean anything. Winning the IPL means nothing, and losing in the IPL means nothing. Everybody who's involved in it makes money, except for those two teams like KKR, it's not KKR, Rajasthan Royals and Kings 11 Punjab, and Deccan Chargers, who got kicked out. So to me, it's just a fancy dress party.
Okay, and Nishant seems to be nodding over there, so that's probably two people on the panel who feel the same. And whether it's a big party and whether that's enough of a reason to lump it, we'll come back and ask that question right after this short break. Welcome back. You're still on the social network. We've got Anupam with us, Nishant with us, and also Gaurav in the studio. Anupam, you were saying that this is one big party. The IPL is one big party. But let's look at it this way. We've got, there are lots of new faces this IPL, and with going for extremely exorbitant prices. There are some new skippers this year. There are 2 new venues this year in the IPL. There's a new sponsor, and 160 crore rupees spent by Pepsi on this particular IPL. And there is a whole new team. So there is lots of cricket. Anupam, it's not as if there is no cricket. There is lots of cricket.
If you want to call it cricket, I mean, we could call it anything. If you want to call it cricket, yes, there's a lot of cricket. But I would say, yes, there's a lot of, cricketing action, which may be on view. But to me, cricket is where, there's an equal or level playing field between two teams who go at it each other and who want to win the match, at whatever cost. And somehow I don't see that in IPL. I mean, in every year, we have seen, like last year, Delhi Daredevils Virendra Sehwag didn't play one match in Delhi. And coincidentally, the same day, he had gone to his school in Jajjar to do an opening ceremony in the, around 12 o'clock at noon. So, if you put all these things together, if you see, it doesn't really matter that much to the players to win it. It doesn't really matter to anybody, whether who wins or, who doesn't.
Okay, cynical Anupam. I'm sure you're going to be tweeting away all through the IPL. But Nishant, what do you make of this new team?
Yeah, the Sunrisers Hyderabad, they're one of my favorite teams at the moment. They've got some pretty special players. I think Tisara Pereira, the Sri Lankan fellow, one of my major picks for the IPL auction earlier this year, picked up for 650,000. They've got a very shrewd coach in Tom Moody, who's got a lot of experience in the IPL as well. One player I'm really looking forward to seeing is Quinton de Kock, the South African wicketkeeper. He's got a strike rate of 150 in the current South African domestic tournament, and he's a leading run scorer there, so I'm really looking forward to seeing de Kock.
Okay, Gaurav, there are lots of players this year. I've been reading a lot of tweets, lots of people saying that, this could be the last IPL for some of these players. Who do you think this could be the last IPL for?
It never is the last IPL for anyone, because if it were to be the last IPL, we wouldn't be watching, So we'll keep watching, they'll keep playing. Rahul Dravid playing is a big surprise. So, as is Sachin Tendulkar, but I think such is their commitment to their franchise and their marketability that they will continue playing. I won't be too surprised if some of these players that we say will not be playing in the next one, might even be playing in the one after that. What does happen is, like Saurav Ganguly, you just have a lot of fans who want the man back on. I mean, a few days back, Dada for IPL 6 was trending pretty much all over. So when I go and watch a game at the Firozshah Kotla, how much Sachin makes is not the real deal. The deal is that Sachin is on the field. The last game when I saw MI play DD, Sachin, I think he barely scored any, but the fact that he walked to the crease, he walked back, that was enough. And you're talking about crowds that aren't very home-centric. So you'd have people who are just happy. They could be wearing KKR jerseys, they could be wearing MI jerseys. They are just happy to watch, their heroes out there. And that is what the IPL is. Personally, what does upset me this time is, as someone who's lived in Delhi for all my life, and whether I like it or not, I end up supporting this team. It does upset me. It does govern how my moods swings,
Really?
We ended up
having a very... So you're upset that Jesse Ryder's not going to be in this team?
See, more than that, what I would say is that Delhi has moved 2 home games away to Raipur. Now, why would you move a game to Chhattisgarh? Now, these are home games. Now, I'm just worried that it's rained today, so GMR, who are the franchise owners, might say, hey, listen, Delhi looks a little wet. Let's move another few games, I mean, there's so many reasons coming out why you want to do things.
Okay, Anupam, we're getting some tweets. Feroz has written in saying that IPL is the biggest betting ring in the world. Nipun has written in saying, nobody, IPL sucks. Rugved has written in saying that IPL is certainly cricket's biggest party of 2013. I wonder if he's just heard you and decided to tweet that out. Then there are some who have written in saying that Gautam Gambhir they're looking forward to watching. And of course, Amit Gupta has also written in saying that he will look out for Dravid. But Anupam, if I were to ask you if there are some of these new names that are expected in this IPL 6, which one do you think you'd put your money on?
Well, it's hard to say. If there are new names, then there's obviously Unmukh Chand that everybody is looking forward to. But before I answer that question, I want to take 2 things that Gaurav said. One, he said that he would love to see Sachin Tendulkar go out to bat and come back. A few months ago, Sachin
I'm just talking about for people like that. Now, how?
Okay,
I could be in trouble, if you assume that I'm saying that. I mean, that is heresy.
A few months ago, Sachin played at the Palam ground in Delhi, and there was nobody out there waiting to watch Sachin go out to bat and come back. And secondly, when you're talking about Delhi Daredevils games moving to Raipur, you have to look at GMR, which is into construction and infrastructure projects, and the infrastructure projects that are coming up in Chhattisgarh and in Raipur, and you will know why they decided to shift their home games to Raipur.
Okay, I want to bring in a very interesting tweet by Venkat Anand, who says, we asked the question on Twitter, who will win the IPL this year? And very interestingly, he says AIADMK now. We also asked a question, what do you hate the most about IPL? And he says, the IPL itself. So I suppose there are many people who are now, starting to shun the whole IPL phenomena as it was, at least in the first year, for many reasons, including some people have written in saying that if the cheerleaders are going to be there, can they at least wear cheerleader outfits? Is this controversy ever going to leave the IPL, do you think, Gaurav?
See, whether it does or doesn't really doesn't affect it, because I think the IPL feeds on this controversy.
Yeah.
So it could go on. It doesn't really
But
stop
isn't that
people.
becoming passé as a strategy to feed off controversies?
No, I think it's incidental. It does happen to the IPL.
Really? You think it's?
I think.
Anupam, do you think it's incidental? This whole thing about of course, Jesse Ryder was slightly unfortunate, but this whole thing about the Lankans and of course this Maha drought. Do you think all of these are incidental? It seems a bit like they might be. These controversies are actually attached to make the game more popular.
No, I think what happens is because it is a popular event, anything that you do around the event also gains attention. So suppose, Sri Lankan players were barred from playing, say, Ranji Trophy, some of them were invited and were playing for some of the Indian sides, then it won't really, attract that kind of attention. But when you ban something from an IPL, suddenly it becomes international news. So people, because it is a high decibel event, because, it's an event that people are noticing and talking about, anything that you do in this, so everybody's trying to live out reflected glory. And here, suddenly, AIA, DMK or Jayalalitha taking a stand is a national or an international news, and people will be talking about it, and it helps, whatever vote banks and whatever political objectives. Doing that for smaller events that nobody really cares about leads to nothing, and that's why, people want to attach themselves to this event. It's a big event after all.
All right, well, just one last tweet. Somebody's tweeted in saying, I wonder what IPL would be in the future when all the big names retire from international cricket. I think it's not too far. Let's hope that doesn't quite happen, because if social media was any reference at all, then it would not, then it is still really, really popular. But I want one second answer from all you guys. IPL, like it or lump it? Quickly.
Middle of the road, that's what all of us
Middle
are.
Middle of the road. Anupam, like it or lump it?
Lump it, totally.
Nishant, like it or lump it?
Love it.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll have to leave with on that note. We'll have to leave you here on the social network, but come back tomorrow. And of course, the consequence days. There's going to be lots and lots of IPL talk, like it or lump it, but we will be talking about it. Thanks for joining us today.